Hello, my name is Robin Alexis, and I'm going to be doing this vlog about Doctor Strangelove, which came out in 1964, and it's by Stanley Kubrick. I decided to do this movie because one of my favorite horror movies of all time is Full Metal Jacket, and that's also one of Stanley Kubrick's more well-known movies. So I decided to watch this movie just so that I can see more of Stanley Kubrick's work. This movie is about a general in the U.S. Air Force who goes crazy one day. His name is Jack Ripper, and he orders a nuclear attack on Russia. And this attack is like super big, and the rest of the movie is just basically like the president and his top advisors, his top military advisors, trying to figure out a way to keep the attack from happening so that Russia and the U.S. don't go into a nuclear war with each other. And literally one of the only ways uh, to stop the attack from happening is to give the planes a specific code to make them turn back, but only General Jack Ripper knows that code, and because he's going crazy and he is not thinking clearly, he isn't willing to give it up. Even though there were people around him who were trying to get it out of him. So yeah, that's basically the entirety of the film. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really nice war movie. It was definitely unexpected in the sense that for a lot of the movie, Russia was just really under threat of this like really powerful attack from the U.S. and it made me kind of nervous now that I think about it. But uh, it was just a really good movie. The thing when I finished it, when I finished the movie, the thing that really confused me was the fact that it was named Doctor Strangelove, and Doctor Strangelove, the title comes from the character in the movie, one of the characters in the movie, and he's this advisor, one of the advisors from for the president. He's from Germany, and he has an extensive knowledge. He's kind of an expert in these kind of nuclear attacks. But in the movie, he only speaks for I feel like about 15 minutes of the almost a little more than an hour and a half length of the movie. So I just thought that it was weird that the movie was named after him, even though he, to me, wasn't the most prominent character in the movie. When I went into this movie, I thought that he would be like the most important one there, but he seemed to just be off to the side and every now and again chiming in on his opinion on the situation, and I thought that was weird. And it and I couldn't shake that question in my head, like why this title, until I looked it up and found out that the full title of this movie is Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. And then I connected that to what happened near the end of the movie, or what was discovered throughout the movie. At one point during the movie, we figure out that Russia came up with this doomsday device that once it's triggered, it's gonna go off, and there's nothing you can do to make it stop. And once it goes off, it can kill every living thing on the planet, and has and it uses this chemical that has a half life of 93 years that is toxic to all living things and whatnot. And um, at one point in the movie, near the end, they were able to call off most of the planes that were used in the that were being that General Ripper tried to use in the attack. They were able to call off most of them, but one of the planes was didn't get that message because their comms were down, and so near the end, the president was like contemplating like what to do and try like what is the best plan to get the plane away from Russia, to keep it from dropping their bombs onto Russia, to avoid triggering the doomsday device. Dr. Strangelove came in and gave his opinion, and came up with this really good idea of coming or building some sort of community within like some mines that were underground to keep the population from completely being obliterated. So I feel like that title kind of reflects what the president's choice was and what were his options near the end. Should he follow Doctor Strangelove's idea and like completely just like follow his league and just like pick out a certain amount of people and like put them underground and like keep them there so that they can, keep on the population even after the bomb hits and the doomsday device explodes and whatnot, or he can just be content with what's happening, just accept the fate of the fact that the doomsday device will go off and it will kill everyone and that there's nothing that he can really do about it. So once I figured that out, once I connected those two with just that question that I had at the end of what is the point of Doctor Strangelove, is it was answered. It was just like, okay, so you know this is just what the president was faced with at the end. Um, so now I want to talk about probably my favorite scene in the entire movie. Off the bat, as soon as I saw it, it just made me laugh. It made me laugh really hard because in the movie, General Ripper, he locks himself into his base that he was stationed at. And when the president tries to get a hold of him by sending some troops to to bring him so that he can talk to him over the phone, the soldiers on the base and the soldiers that were sent by the president, they start fighting, and they start like really killing each other over like trying to uh like maintain their grounds, and then like the ones that were on the base were trying to maintain their grounds, and then the ones who were trying to get to Ripper, they were trying to break into the base and trying to get to him. uh and one of the shots, they're all over the screen is like soldiers shooting at each other with their guns and hiding and blowing things up, and in the background is this massive billboard, and like it's black and it has these massive white letters on it, and literally the words say peace is our profession. And I thought that was hilarious because it's like the contrast of what is happening, like complete opposites of what is happening. Like the board is saying one thing, but you guys are completely doing a different thing, and I just thought that was so funny. It really made me laugh. Yeah, and then one of the other things that I thought was really interesting was that I didn't figure this out until after I did a little bit of research after watching the movie, is that the actor Peter Sellers, he plays three different characters in the movie, which I completely didn't even notice while watching it. I was just so immersed into what was happening in the plot that I didn't notice that Peter Sellers played the president, um, Dr. Strangelove, and Captain Mandrake, who was the man who was trying to who was trying to get the code from General Ripper, who he was a British officer, and I didn't notice that the three characters were played by the same guy, so I thought that was really interesting. Um, but overall, this was a great movie. I'm glad I watched it. Now I have another Stanley Kubrick movie that I completely love, and yeah, thank you.